I know what guys like. Buckle up, because I'm bringing you the hottest, fastest, and all-around badass toys for big boys. Come on, let's have some fun. Hey fellas, for this edition of Boys Toys, we're bringing you the ultimate head-to-head battle. From the Golden State to the Sunshine State, and then back again. We want to see which state has the better toys, California or Florida. From a personalized submarine that's taking underwater exploration to a whole new level, to a plane that lets you fly in its purest sense. I'll show you the best in performance, design, and everything in between. And by the end, I'll crown who's king amongst the boys. Okay, we're back in Cali. My next awesome machine combines two of the things that I love most, technology and cars. Feast your eyes on the all-new Motions Pro 2 by CXC Simulations.
Ultimate boys toy because it is every car and every track you ever wanted to race. It was designed originally as a professional training tool for race car drivers and teams to use for testing and training. But along the way, we discovered what we call the big boy toy market. So that's usually enthusiasts or weekend racers that want the same type of tools that the professionals are using.
That's Chris. He's the man in charge when it comes to these impressive machines, and a guy who certainly knows racing. Like
many race car drivers out there, I had a big passion for racing. I worked my way up the racing ladder. I quickly ran out of money, and it's extremely expensive to test and train in racing. So I was looking for a cheaper way of doing that. And I happened to come to the time where technology started to catch up with my need for a cheaper way of testing. So the first prototypes of the Motion Pro 2 were born that way.
So what exactly is a Motion Pro 2? Well, if you think it's just another video game, think again. Let's just say this is a beefed-up computer race simulator that is getting you as close to real racing as you can get.
It's a tactile feedback simulator. So for race car drivers, it's all about how it feels. You react quicker to what you feel through your backside rather than what you see. So for us, it's important to replicate the G-forces, the tire patch feeling. A driver really feels what's going on with the car as it moves through the corner. If it suddenly slips away, he needs to make a quick adjustment. So for us, everything you touch on the simulator is giving you physical feedback.
Speaking of drivers, even this factory Porsche driver, Patrick Long, uses the CXC simulator.
It's nothing close to an arcade game. I'm used to having these exaggerated sort of theme park feelings in some of the simulators that I've tried, and that's great to give an outsider some perspective in driving, and it's tons of movement, but for me, it doesn't really resonate. Something that's different about our sport compared to a professional bike racer or even a motocross racer is it's much more affordable for those guys to throw a bike or a motorcycle in the back of their truck and go practice during the week. For us, we need a race team and hundreds of thousands of dollars to go out to a racetrack, get into a race car, and practice. This is a way to do that on a more affordable scale.
Besides being affordable for pro racers, this thing is pretty realistic.
That you have force resistance in the steering wheel that's very realistic. It's actually physically pretty tough. After a couple hours, I get out and have a wet t-shirt. So it's certainly something that is an exercise tool for me, but it's been unbelievable to see some of the young up-and-coming kids who have very little experience behind the wheel, but they've spent years on a simulator, and they're very good straight out of the box, and that's something that's made me a believer in this new platform.
And as far as the software is concerned, CXC offers their customer whatever type of racing they're into.
Which basically lets our customers choose from thousands of cars and thousands of tracks. Everything from off-road to rally to Formula One to GT cars, vintage, anything you can think of.
You can take a 1970s Formula One car and run it at Laguna Seca, or you can run a touring car in Japan and really the ability to mix and match. There's endless possibilities. Really live your wildest dream. The amazing thing about the software these days is that it's scanned down to every last sign, every last blade of grass. You feel like you've been there.
And even if you haven't been to these tracks or have never raced before, don't worry. The CXC is perfect for every driver, professional or not.
We designed it in such a way that it is a great training tool for professional race car drivers, but we wanted it to be very easy to use and very easy to learn. You can jump in, drive at a lower level, and work your way all the way up to a professional level. You can race against yourself, you can race against the computer, you can race against another simulator that's next to you, or you can hook up, like you said, to the internet and race the greater world.
I don't think I'm going to race the greater world, but I am pretty confident in my driving ability. So I think I'm going to challenge Patrick to a little friendly competition.
All right, so I have an idea. I mean, you're a pro race car driver, but I'm up for a challenge. So I say we have a little competition to see who gets the best time.
I'm down.
In this duel, we're heading to Ohio, testing our luck with Indy cars. And just to keep things fair though, we each get a few laps to warm up, then the winner has the fastest overall lap time. Whoever has the slowest lap time has to buy lunch.
I'm in, I hope you brought your money.
I want you to buy.
All right, I've had about 5 minutes to learn this. He's going down and buying me lunch.
Gotta get heat in the tires the first lap before you go. So far, you don't want to be doing that.
What should I order for lunch? Not too shabby considering I don't have a pit crew. Shortcut, I know. It's like when you win and you do the burnout in the grass. I was just practicing that move too.
Donuts.
What kind of upgrades or options do they have when purchasing this?
Well, it's bought much like a car. You start with a base model, turnkey, ready to run, and you add options from there. Everything ranging from a seatbelt tensioner to different types of shifters to different types of wheels. We now offer flight add-on packs as well, turning it into a complete motion flight simulator, different screen arrangements, pretty much anything you like, and we can do custom things like put your favorite racing seat on it, your name stitched into it, suede, carbon fiber, anything you can think of, basically.
And another cool note, for the guys who are into the 3D capabilities, they even have a 3D option available. Now for the question on everyone's mind. How much dough for the Motion Pro?
They start at about $45,000, turnkey, ready to run, and then with all the different options, they can go way up from there. I would say our average sale is about the $70,000 range now.
Oh, and there's one other little thing I forgot. Lunch is served.